Hi, I'm Tammy Ozturk, the designer of badbobbin.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make the 5x7 zipper bag by Bad Bobbin. This is my design that I do with my zipper the opposite way, and I'll explain why I do that. And I'm going to explain the materials that you'll need and everything to make this and the sizings, and I'll explain that to you as well, and the hardware and different hardwares that we can put on it. It is a simple, very cute 5x7 zipper bag. There is no lining on this bag, and I happen to use a really good quality vinyl that's got a canvas backing already, so there was no need for a lining, but there is a pattern on the site with a lining if you want. And I'll explain where I got this cute little vinyl because everyone's going to ask. So in the video also I'll tell you where I got this and how I did my zipper pull. I made this one. You can buy them. So all that will be explained in the video. And if you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe if you haven't yet. Ring the bell. You'll get more notifications when I come out with more videos. And more than welcome to comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions or anything that you want me to do. Any other videos that you'd like me to do as well. So we will head on over to our cutting table to see what we need and how to assemble and make our 5x7 zipper bag by Bad Bobbin. Okay, we're at the cutting table and we have our vinyl cut out. There's no lining in this one. This is the basic zipper pouch or zipper bag. We're going to make a zipper bag 5x7, and we're going to have our one main piece, which will be an 8x6. Then we'll have our front bottom piece, which is an 8x4.5, and our top front piece will be 8x1.5. So I do have them written here. I've printed out this little paper from my PDF that's in the file, and then I just wrote down so that I can reference back to it what size vinyl pieces I'll need. So you can take a look here, stop, and then write them down if you want. We need 1 3/4 inch D-ring. You can use a 1 inch. It might be too big for this little bag. You can use the 1/2 inch. This one I have happens to be a 3/4 inch. And I just cut a piece of vinyl, which is the 3/4 inch wide by 2.5 inches. And I just put some stick glue on it, folded it over, and I just put a clip on it to kind of keep it for now, till it'll dry. And then we're going to need a plain zipper, number 5 zipper, if anybody's, wanting to know what size. They come by sizes like 3 and 5, so 5 is pretty much the standard. This zipper is 9 inches. It's going to be 9 inches or more. So this is your zipper that we're going to use for it. And then just your basic scissors. I use my basic ones from 99-cent store, but of course they're out of business now or going out. But they're inexpensive scissors. I do not use expensive scissors or anything for these for cutting vinyl. And then my lighter if I need to singe any threads or anything. My 5x7 hoop with a tearaway stabilizer. You want to use tearaway. And then I made a wristlet for it because that's what I'm going to use for my wristlet to go off to the side. And then I forgot it, but I will have it when we assemble it, is a little zipper pull to put on our zipper. So it'll be a little dangly thing. My design is a little different than most. My zipper goes on from left to right. So when you actually unzip it, the zipping is going to go this way. My philosophy on this, which I have mentioned in another video, is when it's hanging, because the D-ring is going to go on this side, your strap is on this side. So when you have it on your wrist and it's hanging, the zipper is going to hang down and stay down, and your little charm that you'll put on here will be hanging off the bag. So it'll be cute when it's hanging. So that's my theory, is that sometimes zippers, even though they're made pretty well and they stay, is that if they happen to unzip or anything or want to, gravity's going to pull it down and keep it closed. So that's just my theory on it and why I do my zippers this way. The design is also made to put the zipper on that way, so just be aware of it as it stitches over. If you happen to do your zipper this way, it will stitch over your zipper. So that's why my design's different and it's made this way. So I'm going to gather everything and head over to the machine and show you how to make the basic no lining 5x7 zipper bag by Bad Bobbin. All right, we're here at the cutting table. And I have all my parts and pieces to do our zipper bag. This is the 5x7 plain zipper bag by Bad Bobbin. And we've got our 5x7 hoop, and I'm going to pop that into the machine. I have everything set up already in the machine to do the stops when it needs to do the stops. If you're on a single needle Each color will stop for you, so you know when you can add your pieces. So our first piece that we're going to do is our zipper. So it's going to stitch out our outline for our zipper and how to place it. All right. So we're going to place our zipper in between these two long boxes here, and this center stitch here is where your zipper teeth basically will lay. So we're going to line that up. It's up to you how you want to line it up, whether you want to just place and have both ends open on each side. I like to have the little stopper that's on the zipper part. And this little stopper I lay on the inside of the bag so that I won't have a problem with my zipper. So depending on your machine and how much will hit the foot that comes down with your needle, it's up to you. But that's how I like to do my bag. So I'm going to carefully place it. And it's about probably 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch inside my line, so that when it does stitch around, it's not going to hit it. And I centered it really good, and I'm going to make sure the teeth in the middle are lined up. And I'm also going to place a little bit of tape on each side of my zipper in the middle, but I will be removing that tape once it's done stitching. And then I'm going to come all the way to the end here, make sure it's lined up evenly in between both, and I want to make sure that the zipper is laying on that line. And then I'm going to lay a piece right across the whole zipper and tack that down. Have my little end hanging off, just so that won't hit. I'll pull that down a little bit. There we go. So everything's in there tight, secure, not tight, but secure. Make sure that's out of the stitch line. So I've got my zipper placed in there, and it's tacked down with some tape. And like I said, it's hard to see with this zipper, but I've got the teeth just on the inside. This is my stitch line that's going to go up, and my little stopper is just on the inside of it. And we're covered here, so we pop it back in the machine, and I'm going to tack down my zipper now. All right, so I'm going to remove the tape out of the middle of the zipper. I'm going to leave the tape on the ends right for now. And the next step is both pieces at once. I want minimal steps, so I've made my pattern so that it'll stitch out both pieces at once. So I know that I cut my pieces so that they kind of matched. I went this way. So the way I cut it, when it comes back in, when it goes in my zipper, it's going to kind of line up. So that's how I cut it. So I'm just going to place my bottom piece, make sure it's centered between the two sides, and then I'm going to slide it up to the zipper. And I lay my piece, since it's an open-end vinyl and it's pretty stiff, I just lay it right up against the zipper. And then I pull my tape up a little bit, or a lot of it, and I tack it down on this side, and I just up to there, because I'm going to actually use the rest of the tape for my top part. And I want to tack this side also down. There we go. And then I take my top piece and I'm going to add it into, and we can actually cut it down a little bit depending on your hoop that you're using. So this actually only needs to be like a 1-inch piece. So I'm going to actually cut it down. So this only needs to be 1 inch, not 1.5. So I'm going to cut that down a little bit really quick. That way I know it's going to fit in my hoop properly. Alrighty, so we just need a 1-inch piece up here, not 1.5, so we'll change that. And I'm used to using my larger hoops. We lay that up against the zipper also on the top, and then we're going to pull our piece up, lay that down with the tape, Pull that tape up a little bit and tack it down. So I've got it tacked down here, so we can also add tape to the bottom to make it sure it's secured. You don't want to be too far over so it doesn't stitch into it, but it's only tape, so you can always pull that out of your stitching. So I'm going to tack that down a little bit, and I'm going to tack it down up at the top here too. Just using some regular plain old masking tape that I got from the ever closing 99-cent store. So we're all set, and you can kind of like guide it a little bit as well as it starts stitching so it won't pull, but we're right up against the zipper. There we go. And everything's tacked down, ready to go. I'm going to put it back in my machine, and it's going to do a full tack down of the at the zipper and all around our square. All right, and what we did on that last little part off to the side, it stitched out a little placement line, and I used a different color for that, but we can't quite see it, but it's actually white. And that's our little placement line, which is right, kind of like right below the zipper. And that's for our D-ring loop, and we're going to make sure that D-ring is on the inside. So up to you if you want to do this D-ring. You can also do a lobster claw D-ring and have that so you can clip it onto something if you want to do that with your little 5x7 bag, or if you want to have that lobster claw ring where you can hook your keys to it. If you want to use this for a little purse pouch just to travel really quick to the store or something, you can do that as well. Or we use the D-ring and we'll be able to put a wristlet on it. So I'm putting it about 1/2 inch towards the inside. So I'm putting it 1/2 inch inside. Same thing as if you had the lobster claw as well, you would have the lobster claw on the inside so that when we turn it, it'll be on the outside. So I'm going to get a piece of tape and I'm going to tack it down on the outside. And then I'm going to do a little bit of tape on the inside so that the D-ring won't slide or slip and go over a stitch line. So I tack that down as well. And that's how the little D-ring, and then now we're going to sew it out so that it'll tack the D-ring down. All right, so our D-ring is tacked down. And our next thing is going to be placing our back piece on, and the back piece, make sure if it's directional that it's facing upwards, and we're just going to lay it on top. Make sure that it's even on all sides and that there's even around the top and the bottom. So we'll place it right in there, and we're going to tape it down. I'm going to do that. I'm going to tape the sides down. And then I have my own little labels that I use for inside my products and my bags. And there is a video for how I print my own little labels. So my little label is out of cotton fabric, printed in my printer. And I just kind of fold it in half. I kind of look at where my line's going to come down, which I know it's right there. So I'm just going to kind of add that right there. And we're going to add some tape. Tape it down. There we go. And I want to put some tape where I know, like where this ring is. I want to make sure that my vinyl is tacked down tightly and secure so it won't pop up or bow on me. On my corners. Can never have too much tape, right? And then a little bit down at the bottom. There we go. Got tape to secure it. I have my own little label and everything. And this is the last step. Very quick and easy. And it's just going to do our stitch around in a triple stitch to make sure it's... Oh! Most important part. I'm sure somebody caught that. Lucky I caught it first. Hope we don't jump in my video. So make sure, we have to untape this and make sure you open your zipper. So yes, you need to make sure you open your zipper. If you don't open your zipper, I mean, I can show you what you need to do, but here we go. It's actually, oh, that's where the, okay. That's actually, there you go with the store-bought. It's catching on the thread on the other side. You don't have to remove anything right now. You don't have to remove any of the back side, but for some reason it's catching on the stabilizer. There's a stitch there. Yep, that thread was catching on the stitch. And that's kind of like where the zipper was bent in the package. I normally don't buy them packaged, but if you do, you want to kind of make sure you iron the sides really good. Make sure your zipper teeth are good. There we go. It opened. So make sure we open our zipper all the way to the end. You can have it like under a little D-ring there. And now we're going to tape it down and tack it down. Whew, lucky I remembered. So hopefully you watched this through before we actually went step by step. So yes, we remembered. We need to open up our zipper. Now we're going to do our last step, which will be tacking it all around with a triple stitch. Perfect. We are all set and we're done with the stitching part. We want to double check, make sure nothing happened to the back side. You know, we already tore that up so that we could get the zipper to go, but it stitched really well. We didn't run out of bobbin thread or anything, but the machine will tell you. And the stitching on the top went well, nothing turned or got caught or anything. So we are all good here at the machine, and we're going to go back to the cutting table and do the rest of our turning, cutting, and adding our hardware. So back over to the cutting table. All right, we're back at the cutting table, and I'm going to unhoop it, remove all the stabilizer, trim and singe our threads, and we're going to cut around close, about 1/4 of an inch around, away from the stitching. All right, you notice that I didn't cut across my zippers yet. The reason why is I like to leave a little extra at the ends for the zipper. I don't want to cut it at 1/4 of an inch, because when you turn it and there's pull, the stitching just might, I mean, it's triple stitched or double, yeah, it's triple stitched, But just in case from wear and tear and opening and turning, you want to leave at least about 3/4 to an inch of your zipper, just on the safe side. So I leave a little bit extra on the zipper, and I leave this end as well. This is the end that has the little stop that I put on the inside. So this side I'm not too worried about because that stop is there, but this side does not have a stop. So I wanted to make sure that I have a little bit extra zipper there. All right, and depending on your vinyl or your fabric or what you're using on how stiff it can be, you may need, a blow dryer just to give it some, because of how small it is. So a blow dryer, a little heat gun maybe, or if you're in front of a little, portable heater, if it's winter time or something. And I just kind of sit in front of it myself if I'm out of my studio because I don't have central in there. And I'll just sit in front of it and let the heat, kind of mold it and get it a little bit malleable. But I don't right now, so hopefully, we'll get it turned. This is a little bit stiffer with a nice canvas backing, so we didn't need a lining for this either because it has this nice backing. So I didn't tell you, but as I'm turning, so I start, I'll tell you in a second. I start at the top of my bag and I go to the first corner and I kind of turn it out. It makes things easier when you start at the top. Same thing turning any bag. If you start at the top part of your bag and turn it, the rest of it will just flow. Instead of trying to shove this all in, start at the top and roll it. So we kind of fold it out. I'm going to push that corner out. And like I said, this one's a little bit stiffer and it's kind of cool in my patio at the moment. And I have my tool. This just happens to be, I don't even know where I got it, a metal chopstick. So I use this and I have, 2 ends. It's not real sharp. It's kind of, dull. So it's not going to stab and pull through. And I have 2 different ends. So if I want to make sure I don't, this is a little bit bigger. I can roll and push. There we go. Push our corners out. There we go. That one popped out. So once we have this top part rolled out, top part is rolled out, it just starts to eventually, you just start rolling it. And then you get the rest of your bag starting to come through and push it through. You just want to roll the bag and then we start pushing the corners out. Yeah, this vinyl's a little stiffer, which is good. It'll be durable. So as I was going to say that I forgot to tell you as to where I got this vinyl from. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments asking, whoa, where'd you get the cute vinyl? This is a custom printed vinyl from ososide.com. Right now it's ososide, or sooside. Sooside.com. So it's SEWOSIDE. So it's as in Oceanside. So that's where they're located and that's how they got their name. But they have recently changed their name, but the website has not changed yet to that new name. And their new name is So Besties. So congratulations on them for changing their name and coming up with a good one. But the website still is SEWOSIDE.com. And she has this vinyl and a lot of other cute vinyls. And she does her socations and all kinds of fun things. So I will be there actually this year, 2024. We'll be in Sin City. So if you happen to see this video before that, in June of 2024, I will be there teaching this bag, exactly this one. So I've got it all rolled out and I want to take my tool, push my corners out. Chopstick, a wooden one. The metal one I just happened to find it and I went, oh, you know what? It actually works pretty good. Push our corners out. You want to push too hard because you don't want to shove whatever it is. If it's real pointy, you can end up shoving it right through your vinyl or right through your stitching. So that's the inside of the bag. You notice that I singed and I clipped the side threads and everything, and then I singed it with my lighter. That's just to kind of ball it up and knot it up. If you're using a rayon or nylon thread, polyester thread, it will ball up like that. If you're using cotton thread, it will not. It will just burn away. So, here's your bag. You can press it between a heavy book. Eventually it'll start. We can just, kind of roll our corners and press them to get them to stay down. But, once you fill your bag, too, you're not going to worry too much about it because it's going to puff anyways. So we just roll the edge. I'm going to close my zipper. And there's the bag. Isn't that just so cute? It's just a little 5x7 bag. The vinyl is the cutest. That's what makes the bag, is whatever fabric you use. And then I happen to make this. There is a video on how to make your wristlets, you know, the material, doing your rivets and using the lobster claw. So like I said, this is using the lobster claw. This is how it'll hang from the top down, and your zipper comes down and dangles. And then you want to put your zipper pull on that. So this is one that just I made. I had a larger jump ring. You want to make sure they're kind of strong. And a little, small little lobster claw. And then this happens to be the little Mickey key, which I thought kind of goes good with it. And there's ones that are already made that do have that lobster claw in there. This one is a little jewel. You can get them on Amazon, depending on how much you want to wait. You can get them from like AliExpress and that kind of thing. Some companies locally now sell them. And this one just happens to be a little jewel that already has that lobster claw on it. So either one, if you want like a little jewel hanging on there, but I have my little Disney one that I made, so I'm going to put that on. And then that just clips onto the zipper. So as your purse is dangling, your zipper is pulled down and secure. It's not going to start coming down. If anyone, some have had it, some zippers start to wear out. The little mechanism in the zipper doesn't work anymore. But I like to have my little jewel dangling at the bottom of my purse. I think that's cute out of your bag. So you can also, like I said, without the D-ring, you can put that lobster claw with the D-ring here and hook it to your other bag, hook it to your keys, hook it inside your big purse. You can do anything you want with this bag when it comes to that part. It's up to you and how you want to use the bag. So this is our 5x7 basic plain, no lining, 5x7 zipper bag. And no lining, like I said, and however you want to do your tag there. And this is the one by Bad Bobbin. And this is mine that has my zipper going the opposite way. So that's kind of important in the beginning if you want to do that. Otherwise, like I said, the stitching is going to go through your zipper before you actually open that zipper. So if you've enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And I hope you really enjoyed it. And ring the bell if you want to get notifications for more videos coming out. And I'm, happy here to show you how to do the basic design by badbobbin.com of the 5x7 unlined zipper bag in the hoop. If you enjoyed, thank you. See you at the cutting table.